Hey everyone, welcome to another live show. I'm just gonna make sure that I can see the chat. As always, my name is Jay, and in this live show, I'm gonna try it out. I haven't done a live show in a while. I'm trying intentionally a few different cameras and settings. I'm just gonna move the light a little bit because that's pretty blinding. I'm here in my office slash work area, and I'm gonna try my iPad today because I feel like it's the easiest one to film with versus the camera on my computer or another camera. Oh, he's already got one person. It could be me though. Let's take a look here. I'm just gonna here so I can see the chat. But there we go. And I'm gonna go live. So today I'm going to just start a live show, see if anyone joins, do it for a little bit of time. I don't know how long. You know, it's about 9:45 in Atlantic time. And there we go. So now I have the chat going so I can see it. I don't know how it's going to show on the iPad as well. But there we go. Awesome. So as I said, I'm going to just start a live show today. I'm going to work on my iPad here, keep the camera here. It tends to be the best interface of all the ones I'm using versus the other options are the computer camera, or let me just fix that. Aim that towards the camera. There we go. I'm going to just tweak things as I go. And, oh, look, we 3 people already. Awesome. I wish I could see who's there. Let me see the chat. Top chat, live chat, super chat. Let's go live chat. There we go. So, hey, welcome to the live show. As I said, people are coming and going. I'm curious. See if anyone joins. If anyone doesn't join, awesome. I'll just keep doing a live show for myself anyway. This is public. Yep, good. So we'll see. I'm just going to give it some time, see if anyone joins. Today I'm going to be assembling, as I dropped it, a chaplain on a bike. It's the next model in my painting challenge to myself for my Dark Angels. And I'm almost done the 2 dreads. They're almost done. I'm just putting finishing touches on both of them. They'll be both done in the near future. And yeah, so I say I'm just going to assemble this guy as we talk and see. People are coming and going. As I said, I don't know if anyone's actually going to join. So that's why I'm testing it out today to see if there's any viewers joining. Yeah. I'm just going to do an impromptu live show today. And if anyone joins, we're going to have a chat. If no one joins, no problem. Not the worst thing. I'm just going to, it's like a live painting with Jay, essentially. But it's an assembling with Jay. I just wanted to try a live show today. I've already done 5 videos this week. And I wanted to do a live show because that way I can actually interact with people, right? Versus just reading comments. It's actually really cool to be able to live interface with people. I do really miss that. So, cool. And there we go. No one's chatting that. Yeah. So I said I'm going to give a few more minutes and see if anyone joins. This is impromptu. I didn't announce it ahead of time or anything, and I'm guessing a lot of people are busy. We'll see. I used to do live shows a lot years ago. They were fun. Back when I worked at Miniwargamer, I tried to do 1 a week or 2 a week. Always a great time to talk to people. I have the feeling that maybe 1 or 2 or a few of the same people will probably join. But as I said, I'm going to give it about 20 minutes. No one joins? No problem. Just want to make sure that this is actually public, because if it isn't, that would actually explain why no one's joining. Looks like it's public. There we go. Yeah, looks like it's appearing. You see that? What's the sound? So I'll make sure yep, you guys can hear me. Good. It's hard to gauge how many people are actually here. It keeps jumping between like 1 and 3. I see 2 right now, but that could be me. How's it going? There's a way. Again, I've never done this live show on an iPad before. Let me just take a look here. Maybe it'll say, nope. Live chat, live chat, live chat. Yeah, no one's chatting yet, so that's okay. Interesting. I like this idea. Just on an iPad makes it much easier than using the camera on my computer. It seems to be higher quality on the iPad, actually. One view, one concurrent. If anyone's watching up there in internet land, welcome. As I said, maybe I'll get back to these live shows more frequent. It's only been on for about 10 minutes. We'll see. Maybe there's another live show going right now with somebody else. I didn't check. Maybe there is. As I said, my goal for today, if I have the time, assemble Primaris Chaplain on a bike. As you can see in Mirrorland. I haven't assembled him yet, and then I will eventually assemble my Azrael and my Lionel Johnson. Oh, that's cool. Looks like a pretty easy kit. I'm definitely going to go with the helmeted version. Three views. All right, so people are jumping in and jumping out. As I said, I'm just going to give it some random amount of time. If you want to join, they totally can. And if after 20 minutes, no one's joined, well, I'll cancel it. No harm, no foul. Average view duration. Cool. 1 and 2. I think this might be one of those kits that actually isn't. No, there is. Some kits are not numbered. That's pretty funny. My pinning challenge is coming along well. I'm almost done. I'm basically the 2 dreadnoughts are, I just need to put the finishing touches on, and so they won't take much longer. Yep. So I figured tonight I'd just assemble, take my time, and assemble the next model that I need to build, the chaplain on a bike. And I think it's this piece. 1 and 2. Yep. Use 4. How does it go on? Like that. looks pretty clean. Oh, no. So these instructions need improvement in the future. Yeah, I think it's that. Yeah, it is that. I'm just gonna chill here for a bit. I have nothing else to do. It's a Friday night and it's really cold outside. It's very cold outside. I just went for a walk, and even after like 10 minutes, it was really cold. And of course, the sun's setting early because we're in December almost, you know. So it's going to be it's going to be winter soon. We have about a month left of autumn. So people are coming and going. Welcome. I wish I could see. There's got to be a way of seeing who's in this. Your activity? Let's take a look here. Nope, no super chat members yet. I don't know. Welcome whoever's in there. There's a way to see who's actually joining. I haven't done a live show in a while, a few years. So they've definitely changed the settings on my live show. It was pretty funny. On my computer, I used to use XSplit Broadcaster, but there was also XSplit Game Broadcaster, XSplit Game System, the XSplit Game one, essentially, right? And it was so long ago that I used the XSplit Game one that when I just clicked on it earlier today, just to see, if I could even log in, it wasn't even my name. It was Dave from Miniwargaming's login from. I didn't even test it, obviously, because I'm not doing that anyway. But he gave me the password years ago when I was assisting him with something, and I was doing live shows for Miniwargaming, and I used it probably 2 or 3 times, I think, back then. I thought that was really funny. And obviously, Dave at Miniwargaming, Miniwargaming purchased an upgraded version. That's why he wanted the employees to have his login. So that was pretty funny. So I did not log in under Dave's name. People are coming and going. No one has said hi. I wonder if there's sound. I think there's sound. Yeah, somebody give a thumbs up. Cool. Apparently there's sound. Let me make sure. Let's try it. Turn on the sound. No one has said hi. Nope. There we go. Yep. There's sound. All right. It's my party, and I might just be alone. That's okay. This is not a planned live show. I'm just trying it out, seeing if it'll work. I figured I'd do it while building my model. There we go. It's nice and clean in there. Just an assembling with Jay. I was hoping like Mikey Vengeance would jump on, or like Black Tom. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. Maybe they're busy tonight. The coolest thing, and I honestly do feel spoiled a lot of the time, is that I have my viewers are the best. I wholeheartedly believe that, because I took several years off, and no one ever thought I was dead. That was kind of a funny running gag at Adepticon. Everyone kept saying, "Hey, I thought you were dead," but I'm not dead, obviously. It was like, "Hey, I thought you were dead." I kept hearing that. I heard that from like 7 different people. I don't know if it was a joke. Maybe it's just everyone's joke. "Hey, I thought you were dead." Maybe there's a rumor.
I'm not, obviously, but it was like we didn't miss a beat. You know, I was able to catch up with everyone at Adepticon, and it was as if I had seen them a week ago. You know, but it had been 3 years, which is crazy. Like, you know, it was just really awesome to catch up with people and see how they're doing. See how the last few years has been. COVID was an interesting time. Of course, it's still going on, but I mean, it was an interesting time, obviously. 3 concurrent viewers. Excellent. The average viewer duration is 2 minutes, so people are jumping on and leaving. Camera quality is not too bad. Yeah. This is my room, my office slash work room. It has LED lights around it. I should show it sometime. That'd be pretty cool. It's late night in Atlantic, Canada.
Hey, Live Jay, woo! Dublet! I was wondering who the first person was going to put a comment, and you were one of the people I honestly thought would be one of the first people on the show. Welcome, Dublet. How's it going? How is the family? The Dublet and I go way back. Way, way back. Yeah, way, way back. I have no idea. This goes like this. I'm building a model, Dublet, but I am not guessing like that. Yeah. Views up. Awesome. What's new and exciting, man? Family's good. Painting. Awesome. Red armies. Red. I'm trying to look at the chat here. Let's see this. There we go. Painting red Smurfs. And you're right. I'm painting green Smurfs. I'm assembling black Smurf. Everybody loves the Smurfs. Fa la 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 la. Smurf the whole day long. I'm assembling today, just so you know, because I'm going to keep bringing this up today. Today, during this live video, I'm just assembling a chaplain on a bike as I'm talking. I want to have the camera on me because I can't get the right angle on the table. So I'm just assembling a chaplain on a bike as I go, because I'm up for my painting challenge right now. I'm pretty much done. I just have some fine tuning, some final touches on the 2 dreads. And I have 3 Space Marines that I've kind of set aside for maybe some painting videos in the near future. I've been filming a bit of extra videos lately. I'm a little self-conscious about my videos lately for my painting tutorials, to be honest. I'm going to probably release them anyway. But yeah, we'll see. But I want to film some using contrast paints and speed paints on some Space Marine videos. You know, it'd be very easy videos to make. Yeah. The Dublet 666. But not for you. Oh, dude. I remember when you had such long hair. I don't know, did you grow out your hair again? I think the photo of you on YouTube, you have long hair. But, man. That is hilarious. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going. So far, Dublet's here. Awesome. I'm wondering if, as I said, I'm wondering if Mikey's gonna join, or Tom, or we'll see. I have no idea. I just decided to do an impromptu building a model session, and we'll go from there. It's just really cool to be able to talk to people in real time. I miss that. Hair still shortish. All right, I respect that. As you can see by mine, still short too. We're good call to catch up.
Absolutely. Dude, for sure. I'm, well, I won't be in Quebec area. I'm heading to Montreal for one day for a meeting in a few weeks. But a little far for you, because I know. But yes, for sure. For sure. You know, I'm glad to hear that you and your family are doing really well. Mm-hmm. For sure. Have you gotten many golf rounds in this year?
So 5 people.
Apparently, there's 5 people here. Whoever's here, feel free to leave messages too. I'll keep talking to Deblet. But as I said, this is awesome. It's just really cool. I miss live shows for this exact reason, to be able to just talk and do it. To me, I love painting with Jays. They do. Honestly, painting with Jays are actually my favorite video series to film, because it just forces me to set aside time for painting. You know, I find that a lot of days I just don't get my painting time in. And so these painting challenges, and of course I drop a model on the ground, of course, as I'm talking here. Flying to Montreal, yes. Yeah, flying to Montreal. We'll see. I'm going to try to fly to Montreal. For those of you who don't know, the airport where I live is not very big, and it has like 2 flights a day. And if they get canceled, they get canceled. I was supposed to fly to Montreal a long time ago, 5 or 6 months ago, and I was supposed to fly, and then of course my flight got canceled a half an hour after it was supposed to leave, and I got rescheduled for, it was like 3 days later, but my meetings were the next day. So I did not accept that change of flight. I just canceled my flight and told my work I wasn't going. Yeah. This is not going in. Yeah. It's not a very long flight. It's only like an hour and 45 minutes, I think. But yeah, just the key is to get there. Oh, there we go. That's, I feel like there's something on this that is just not lining up. Should go like this. Okay. Of course, as you know, Montreal in December, the weather can be crazy, right? It's not a guarantee that the weather will cooperate. You know, December for any province in Canada, you're kind of lucky to get anywhere you go. Yeah. And like that. Perfect. Sorry, but she knows. Of course, for me, on my normal commutes every day, I just try not to hit any moose or deer. I see a lot of deer on my daily commutes. Like even today, I went for a few walks just to get some steps in. And between my 3 walks, I saw about 15 to 20 deer. They just ignore me, of course. I live in a very deer populated area, but just outside my area is moose country. And you don't want to run into a moose. Moose are one of those amazing animals that you just forget how big they are, and then you see one from a distance again, and you go, "Oh, you're much bigger than I remember." And then I've seen, how many moose have I seen this year? I've seen 5 moose this year.
One, unfortunately, was hit by a car. Oh dear, exactly.
Oh dear. I almost smoked a deer yesterday on the highway. I was going about 110, 115, because here the speed limits are 110. So 70, the highway system in my province are 70 zones for my American friends. And I was going just over, just over the speed limit. Wasn't going too fast, but a deer crossed the highway literally in front of me. I slammed on my brakes, but it was just as a guy was trying to take me, and he almost hit the deer. So, but he just avoided it, which was good. But yeah, you get used to it, I guess. Just
Be safe driving.
mm-hmm. My model's slowly coming to fruition. I don't have a chaplain on a bike, so. I'm going to use my old Dark Angel bikers basically as outriders. So I figured I really want a chaplain because I can use Sam Ale as a good, I can use Sam Ale as a good leader for my outriders, and then
My chaplain.
yeah,
Exactly. Major over deer. Up to 6 viewers. Cool.
well, I said welcome to anybody who's watching. I'm just gonna keep talking. I'm gonna keep assembling a model, and so far I'm up to this. Let's get a camera. I need to keep going. I didn't assemble my final 3 HQs for my Dark Angels. They're my reward. They're my internal motivation for
Keep me motivated was to get to them. Hey dude, glad you're back. Thank you, Brent Glanza.
It's good to be back.
Yeah. Lots of love from the UK. Thank you so much. I'm in Canada. It's gotta be early. You're up late. Isn't it like 4 in the morning in the UK or 3 in the morning? I don't know how many hours you're ahead of me. I think you're 5 hours ahead of me. Is it 3 in the morning where you are? You're up late, man. I respect that. It's an early morning in the UK. It's 2:13. Oh, yeah, so you're 4 hours ahead of me. Okay.
4 hours. That's not too bad. I'm in Atlantic, Canada, so it's 10:30 right now.
10:13.
Our time.
We're
Random fact about Canada time zones. So Canada actually has 2 time zones that aren't in the States. So people think that the United States and Canada have all the same time zones. It's incorrect. I'm in Atlantic time, which no states are in Atlantic time. So even Maine, which is the border state to my province, and to Deblette, it's in Deblette time. So it's currently 9:13 there, and then so Canada has Atlantic time, which is where I'm at, and then there's also Newfoundland Standard Time, which sounds like I'm making it up, because Newfoundland is like the most hilarious province in Canada. They're awesome, but Newfoundland time is actually half an hour ahead of us, of where I am, and it's a time zone. So they're half an hour ahead of Atlantic time, so they're an hour and a half ahead of Eastern Standard Time, Deblette. And only the Newfoundlanders, in their awesomeness, could have a half an hour time zone. That is pretty cool and random. And so I do interact a lot with people from Newfoundland, a lot in a normal day, and I always have to remind myself that they're half an hour ahead of us.
So Glanz is here. Awesome. Tablet. 2 people so far. I'm just gonna keep going. I might go for like till 11 o'clock my time. Just see. This is kind of just a trial live show, to be honest. I'm trying my iPad. I've had really bad luck. I tried a bunch of non-public live shows in the last couple days, just to see what settings I could use and how I can get these live shows off the ground again. And my computer's just not handling it, to be honest. So I wanted to try my iPad today, and my iPad was the one actually that I had the most luck with. So it's been good. It's been good, decent quality, and yeah, I'm just streaming it on the on my computer. I can see the chat. Yeah. I've not gotten some of these models yet in a game. I've been playing a bit of 40K lately. I've definitely played more games of 40K this edition, I think, than last edition, which is good. The butt time, the right time. Sure. Fist and Stone, it's a wild Jay. How's it going? How's it going, Fist and Stone? What are you working on? Oh, I'm working on, good question. I'm assembling. I'm just gonna keep bringing up a chaplain on a bike. Primaris chaplain on a bike. I just can't show it. I can't get the good camera angle, so I'm just gonna film on me. For my painting, my Dark Angels painting challenge, I'm down to 3 models. The chaplain on a bike, and then I have the other 2, which I dropped something. Azrael and Lion. So that'll be my last 3 models that I paint for my Dark Angels challenge. I'm definitely going to be buying the new Asmodai, I think, when it comes out, which will be later, I guess, early next year. The more I think about it, I'm probably not going to be picking up the new Knights for Dark Angels, since I already have a bunch of Knights, right? And I don't know how much better the swords are going to be in comparison to the, you know, the maces, but the models look cool, but I stand by my thing. I feel that they look really Grey Knightsy. But yeah, so I just don't think I'm going to. I don't think I'm going to be buying those ones. But the new Asmodai looks really awesome, so I'll pick up some more Dark Angel models when they come out next year, sometime. You know, yeah. And of course, tomorrow the pre-orders go up for Necrons and for, I believe it's Necrons and AdMech, which is cool. So of course, anybody in the review program should be, there should be a bunch of videos tomorrow from the other YouTubers with all the, full reviews of the rules, which is cool. I do miss the being in the review program for that reason. It was really cool to get the codices ahead of time and try out games before they go public. This guy's not going together amazingly. Oh, there we go. Nope. I think there's a problem with the wheel. Just gonna clean it out. The around for a while, you're always pick them up later. Yep, they'll be around for a while. I agree. They're not going to be limited edition for sure. No, they're not going to be. So, no. What do you think about the Ravaged Star from Miniwargamer? I think it's cool.
I like the models that I've seen so far. I haven't spoken much with Dave lately. I hung out with him briefly at Adepticon. I hung out with him briefly at Adepticon, and I. Oh, let's fix this up. I think it looks great. The models look awesome. I love the dwarfs are my favorite faction. But it's really cool, as always. It's always great to see this support that they get from the community. You know, it's great. They have such amazing. Dave has put a lot of effort, obviously, into this game, and it was really cool to see the support he got from the community. Like it funded so quickly, right? So quickly, and it was just really cool to see. But I'm liking what I see so far. You know, to me, it looks like an interesting game. The PVC models are very interesting. You know, they're very durable. I like the fact that they're not perfectly pre-assembled, but they're almost pre-assembled, which is good. Like, I love assembly models. I'm doing it right now, right? But we all know that it's one of the things that holds certain people back from the hobby is the assembling. Like, it's definitely something that frustrates some people. And so these models are incredibly easy to assemble. And I love the video where Dave is showing what it takes to break these guys. They're very durable. So it's very cool. I think the PVC thing was really just a really cool idea. It looks awesome to me. You know, it really does. So. Yeah. But as I said, you know, I'm really happy for them. I've got 100 guys for you to paint if you run out. Okay. One day, Diblet. I'm not doing badly, but I'm predicting I'm probably going to be out of models late next year, probably. Though, of course, I picked up a Battle Force for Orcs, so I don't necessarily know if I'm ever going to run out. I think that's the pipe dream, right? Ridding my world of unpainted models. I don't have many Dark Angels left, at least. That's good. I don't have many Dark Angels. I don't have. There's going to be a little bit of Necron. Some Necrons. I have Tyranids. I have the starter set amount. Tyranids, of course. A few Grey Knights. Texas Wargaming. Awesome. Live show. Cooler than pre-recorded Jay. I agree, Texas Wargaming. Thank you so much. Welcome to the show. I agree. I've been trying, honestly, to figure out live shows. I miss the live shows. I really do. Glanza, thoughts on the old world? Or are you more of a 40K guy? No. I played AOS, not AOS. I used to play a bit of Warhammer Fantasy before. When I worked at Miniwargaming, I was the Bretonian guy for Fantasy. And then my meta, though, when I moved away from Miniwargaming, my meta didn't have really anybody who played Fantasy. And then it became AOS. And so unfortunately, at the end of the day, you are kind of you're limited by your meta. And the meta here, there are a few guys that play Fantasy or AOS. The big group of AOS players is about an hour and a half away from me. And so I'm hoping to, one day when I get my 40K all done, I really want to collect, a couple AOS armies really, really appeal to me. They really do. Yeah. And then, of course, I used to play a lot of Warma Hordes, but that's long gone. I gave all my models away to my good friend who was really into it in the States. Yeah. See, so far, I've gotten this much done. Productive. It's a productive show. Yeah. But I miss the live shows. I really do. Because it's just so much more fun to interact with people in real time than comments. I love comments too. Obviously, people leave comments and we can talk about it, but it's just so much more fun to chat in real time. Yeah. I'll make a video about it in the near future. I I took a long time away from videos, but the crazy part is I actually didn't take. I took as long as I had to away from videos. I came back when I could, and I don't honestly know if I can keep making videos indefinitely. It's kind of a situation, but I'm gonna make videos and do live shows as long as I can. That's what matters. It's good to be back. Yeah, that was from Glanza. Yeah, the meta here. So I live. The meta is very interesting in my province that I live in now. There's a bit of AOS, mostly 40k, but a lot of bolt action and Flames of War. Flames of War and bolt action are arguably more popular than 40k in certain areas. Now I live about an hour away from one of the biggest military bases in Canada. It's known as Gagetown. And so I live very close to there, and people are obsessed. Obviously, they're military people. They're obsessed with wargaming, but Flames of War is actually incredibly popular there. Or Bolt Action, for which one? Both of them, I think. Like I go to the store there, and it's just tons of Flames of War stuff, and for military stuff especially. Yeah, it's the military community is cool. And of course, you can always tell when you're in the military. Like, I drive through, it's a military training zone for the war base. I drive through that area all the time. And it's crazy because you'll just be driving and all of a sudden like a military helicopter will fly like, right above your car. They fly really low and you have to get used to that. Or like a tank will go by. And I always say to Doublet, tanks, but no tanks. That was for you, Doublet. Used to watch you a while back. Awesome. Yeah, it's crazy. Like it hit me the other day. It hit me when you realize I started making videos on this channel back in 2011. 2011, I think it was. Early 2011, I think was when I started my channel. Just before I got married to my first wife. It inspired me when you were going through a breakup. When I as well. So thank you for helping a lot. That's awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate that comment. That was when I got to my first marriage ended. That was a pretty tough time in 2016. Yeah, that was a tough time. But yeah, we all got through it. Life goes on. You learn, you laugh, and honestly, I know this sounds cheesy, a little like Hallmark video-y, but the bad times and the lows really make you appreciate the highs and the goods. Things just don't seem as dire in my world. They don't seem as, the end of the world situation because you get through something like that, and like, yeah, I was a bit ahead of my time as far as divorces go in my family. Like my sisters are both going through divorce. Two of my sisters are going through divorces this year, and two of my cousins have gotten divorced this year. So I was divorced before it was cool. It's kind of a family tradition, actually. Only one of my sisters is still married, but like my parents are divorced. Most of my uncles and aunts are divorced. It's like in my family, it's the norm. Nobody stays married, Sorry, didn't mean to bring up anything back. Oh no, it's all good. Inspired me a lot. Thank you so much. Honestly, it don't feel no need to be sorry at all. That was it's good to talk about it. It's all good. It's in the past, and life goes on. We keep going, right? That's what I'm saying. That's it. It's okay. For sure. I was a man being domestically abused. Ooh, brutal. Before Johnny Depp made it look cool. And genuinely helped me a lot. Thank you. Honestly, that really means a lot. And that sucks. That's a sucky situation for sure. It's a really tough situation. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, and I appreciate that, honestly. It really feels good knowing that I helped someone in a similar situation. It means a lot. Thank you. Mm-hmm. I have no idea. It's pretty funny. I am like hilariously bad at assembling some of these models. I think it goes like here. Mm-hmm. Oh, right there. I'll have this chaplain assembled eventually. I was actually thinking, I found a couple of game stores. So there are a few game stores that I travel to sometimes that are really, just the store that you find that still has everything still in stock, that situation. And they had what was it called? The White Scars Battle Force. I was thinking of picking it up. I decided not to in the end because obviously I have tons of bikes now that bikes have been discontinued. But if bikes hadn't been discontinued, I would have totally picked them up because it's such a good kit. The White Scars kit, right? You get 6 Outriders, you get the 2 buggies, 2 chaplains. Two chaplains? 1 chaplain? Don't remember. 1 chaplain? Yeah, 1 chaplain. The White Scars HQ that for some reason isn't on a bike. Makes no sense. Love it. I'll stop bringing up the mood down. Oh, no, don't worry. It's all good. Don't feel bad about it. You know? Yeah. Now the cool thing is, I don't know if he's still in the chat, but the doublet was once known as the person who made Dave from Miniwargaming play Tau, with Tau, because he lost a bet. What was it, doublet? Did you win it at an auction? Or did he lose a bet? I don't remember what it was, but you forced him to play as Tau. That was pretty funny. But yeah, Dave's game looks really awesome. I love out of all of them, the dwarves, to me, are the coolest ones. Space dwarves. I just thought they really looked cool. The machinery looks really awesome. The chaos guys are cool too, but I've never been a chaos guy. And the bugs, I'm gonna not call them Tyranids. They look cool too. They're buggy. But to me, out of the 3 groups of models so far, the most interesting and the most original are the space dwarves. Many games have bugs. Their bugs look cool too. And many games have chaosy guys. But they're chaosy guys. They all look great. The models look awesome. You want an auction? I made him squirm. Playing fish guys. Exactly. Yes, and there was an old Life of a Wargamer years ago where Doublet was in it, and the focus of it was originally me making dad jokes and laughing, and then Dave got threatened by Doublet, and I don't remember what take we used, but then it was my job at Miniwargaming to we filmed 15 different takes of me making bad puns about fish, or the Tau puns, and I don't remember which one he kept for the final take, but it was pretty funny. Yeah. And because Dave likes dad jokes. Matt, on the other hand, hates dad jokes, or he hated them back in the day. Surprise, right? And it was pretty funny just to make dad jokes and for a whole Life of a Wargamer. But yeah, I'm really just, Dave and Matt have incredible relationships with their viewers, and they've gotten tremendous support, and I'm very happy for them. Honestly, I'm on very, very good terms. There's a video series I want to make, and I started it yesterday with my thoughts about GW. People have been asking me questions about various things for a long time, and I've kind of avoided them. And I've decided recently, why not just make videos about it, talk about it. And one of the questions I get the most is do I talk to Dave and Matt? Are we on bad terms? Do I wish them luck? Do we hate each other? And And for me, I don't personally have any ill will. I'm 37. My daughter turned 17 yesterday, so I feel old. Mm-hmm. I know what you mean. I'm older than that. I'm significantly older than that. But happy birthday. Oh, sorry, no, your daughter's birthday. Your daughter turned 17 yesterday. I don't have kids. I never did, never will. I'm a bit older. My wife's older, so we're not gonna have kids. Obviously, we respect people who have kids. I ended up at a because my friends have kids. My friends all have teenagers, right? And so I ended up just because I was there to help lift stuff and get the party set up. I ended up at a Sweet 16 girls' birthday party last weekend. And if you can imagine how awkward I am in real life, this is how awkward I am. At a Sweet 16 birthday party, it was an interesting night. Let's just say that. Yeah. My goal was not to talk to anybody. It was just just chill there and set it up the party and have as enjoyable a night as you can. But yeah. And occasionally I have to just because they're my friends' kids. Like if my friends are busy, I live very close to the high school. And so I will go pick them up from school if need be, or if there's a situation, I'll go pick them up, right? I live very close to it. And again, I'm just like, in today's society, you don't want to be as awkward as me at a frickin' high school. Nope. But yeah, it makes you feel old. You know? What made me feel really old the other day? Like tonight, I watched Muppets Christmas Carol. And I thought to myself, wow, how old that movie is, right? Michael Caine, who's phenomenal in Muppets Christmas Carol, just retired from acting at the ripe age of 90. I think he was like 68 when he filmed that movie. No, early 90s. Would have been 60s at most. Probably late 50s, early 60s. Yeah, those were the days. I agreed to let time keeps going, but that's okay. You know? Do they still call the cops after you? Sometimes. Seriously. So, oh man, what was it? 2 weeks ago, I go for walks at night, random times, and I ended up literally in the dead center of an arrest situation, like 5 feet away from cops as they arrest 6 guys. And I'm like, how do I walk away from the situation without looking like one of the people they're looking for? Luckily, I wasn't, and they kind of just ignored me, and I walked away. But it was pretty funny. I was like, this is how Jay ends up in the news. Yeah, they were arresting a bunch of people. Mm-hmm. This is cool. The camera quality is not bad. I think this is going to work. You can't see what I'm doing, but I'm just gluing anyway. I'm on step 8. The bike's coming along. Oh yeah. This will be my painting with Jay for next week. He's a very easy painting with Jay because it's black. And when I'm using contrast paints, it's going to be pretty easy going. Yeah, like to me, I'm going to film a video in the near future about, I started in 40K at 2nd edition. I skipped 3rd. I got back into 40K at the very end of 4th. Like the last like 6 months of 4th edition. And then they changed to 5th edition. And at that point, I was like, knob bikers were my thing. I love knob bikers. But I was playing Tyranids and knob bikers. Those were the crazy days of 4th. Back when you could consolidate into combat and keep fighting. Mm-hmm. Do you only play Warhammer or any other tabletop games or PC games? I don't play any PC games at the moment. My PC couldn't handle it. I'm more of I have a Switch. I played Zelda this summer, was my game of choice back in May when it came out. As far as miniature war games go, I used to play, I just play 40K at the moment, but I used to play Infinity a little bit, War Hordes, and yeah. And a little bit of AOS again when it came. That was one of the first ones to follow. And then I played Warm Hordes for a while. I was a Signar player, and I played Signar and Forget the name. The elephants. For hordes. Yeah, right now I'm just playing 40k at the moment. It's really, like, this area, as I said, the area I live in is pretty much 40k. Yeah, there's some great games out there. As I said, maybe in the future I'll pick up the miniature wargaming game. If that comes in this area, that'd be awesome. I really did think about the Legions Imperialis. I loved Epic. I just didn't pick it up, and maybe I'll pick it up in the near future. Because again, it's not a temporary game, it'll be back. Yeah. How about you? What games did you play? A very squeaky chair. 17, 18. Yeah. Of course, for 40k alone, I have 10 armies. I have 55,000 points. Yeah. But I really like to get an AOS. That's my next game that so I was interested in the Star Wars game. Legion, what it was called. That was pretty cool. I do love the models for Marvel. The Marvel game, I love the models. It'd be fun to just pick some up and paint them, you know. I really love Epic Tech Mike's comic book style. 40k and dabble in AOS. Looking forward to more time. Excellent when it gets released. Exactly, it's eventually gonna come out again. That's cool. The Marvel Crisis Protocol, I think, is really cool too. Awesome looking models. What was I thinking? What is the army I want to paint? Sorry, I just remembered the old name. But there's a couple of Age of Sigmar armies that really just call to me, and I love to paint them up. Again, using contrast paints, speed paint them. Let's take a look here. So for me, I like none of the Chaos armies. Age of Sigmar. Seraphim. I always forget the name. Seraphim. The dinos. That'd be really cool. I have so many orcs. I don't really want to collect the orcs for AOS. I love the look of the Seraphim. But the lore sucks. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that from a lot of people. That the lore of AOS has really gone downhill since the those last few books that they released for fantasy. Yeah. They were very interesting near the end. Yeah. I honestly don't know how long we're going to go for. Probably another 15, 20 minutes. This has been fun. I like this. I'm going to do this again. I'm just assembling as we go. But as I said, it's really cool. I have 7 people watching, which is awesome. And I'm just live chat. 2 thumbs up. Excellent. I should make this more regular, and that way people would know. And as I just started, I want to do it randomly. I knew some people would jump on, but I should make this regular. As I'm getting older, I've realized the lore actually matters. It does. Totally. Totally. It's one of the things that drives people to want to play a game as an army, that you love the story, you love the feel, you love the theme of it, the look. The lore is very important. Yeah. You know, which is why, of course, like the moment that they announced that they were re-releasing the Lion, I'm like, I'm buying the Lion. It's a character that I love. For sure. And of course I didn't get him for a while. That's a different story. Eventually he'd come out again. Slowly, this guy's coming along. So far, I'm here. My nose is really itchy there. I'm having like an allergic reaction or something. Clearly looks like a chaplain on a bike. Totally. I don't have meta armies. I like thematic armies. Exactly. Sometimes I win. Yeah. Yeah, I don't play. I win at tournaments sometimes. I lose at tournaments sometimes. I try to figure out the competitive level of my meta and just try to bring a list that will at least stand a chance. I don't have to crush my opponent. I don't have to win. I just don't like bringing armies that get completely crushed. I've brought in I've played in tournaments like that where I bring like a really fun thematic list, and then I go 0 for 4, and the games are what was it? 2 editions ago, I got tabled top of 2. I'm pretty sure we called it in one of my tournament games, and it was like, well, good game. I got leaf blown right off the table. And it was with an Orc Walker list, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. Yeah. And it's not the funnest. Like, it's just not the most fun situation. I would never bring, I don't have the money. I don't really want to do that anyway. Like, I always go back to, like, when you think of 6th and 7th and 8th edition, when you looked at, like, Las Vegas Open, the winning list would have, like, 7 Hive Tyrants, or 6 Hive Tyrants and 2 Dimacarons, or 2 Harpies and 6 Hive Tyrants. And that's not how I played. And eventually GW's like, okay, now it's only 2 of each one. And so the people who bought all the 6 Hive Tyrants, all of a sudden you have 4 too many Hive Tyrants. I just don't... I like to bring thematic lists. Like my orcs, I love walkers. My orc walker list is still my favorite. The mecha orc list is something I always go back to. When the new indices came out for this edition, first thing I checked was orc walkers. They're not as good. That's okay. And then of course my Grot tank list. It's so silly, but it's just fun. I like bringing 20 Grot tanks. My opponents usually look at me like, what are you doing? You don't win a lot of games, but that's it too. And also, I've never been the most competitive person. I usually care more about the experience and the people I'm playing with and having a good time than winning. Winning is good. I don't hate it, but I've never been that type that I have to win to have a great time. Some people do, and that's okay. There's another YouTuber out there that most named Scardcost. Scodcost is how I pronounce his name. And I've actually played against him multiple times at tournaments and multiple times in real life. Outside of tournaments, I guess it's not real life or something, I don't know. And there was this one time I filmed a battle report with him years ago. And he's like, hey, Jay, we should film a battle report. I said, sure. And he's like, we should have a fun time. And he said, fun time. And so I naturally brought like a fun, this was back in 6th edition. I think it might have been early 7th. I was in Peterborough. I was still married to my first wife. And I brought a fun Orc Walker list, and he brought a win at all cost Dark Angel list. And he tabled me, basically. And it wasn't like, it was one of those games where you can literally just look at the armies at the beginning of the game and go, all right, this is not going to go well. And when you're playing in a tournament, obviously that's okay. But when I used to film battle reports, I didn't care who won. If I won, awesome. If my opponent won, awesome. I wanted it to be a fun game that people wanted to see. And there's nothing worse than if people hate it when they can just look at the army lists and go, okay, Jay's going to win. Okay, Jay's going to lose. There's no point watching this game, right? Unless the dice are incredibly cruel. Jay's going to lose or Jay's going to win. And I don't like that kind of gaming because it's predictable. Like, there's not a point. This leg does not want to go on. Oh, it doesn't go on the pedal, that's why. I'm just naturally assuming it was going to go on the pedal. They designed it that the leg is off the pedal. Interesting. Crop tank army. Exactly. Gotta love the Grot Tank army. Absolutely. If GW ever discontinues Grot Tanks, my heart's gonna I'm done. I got an Imperial Knights army, awesome, and no one in my local meta will play me when I use them. Why? Originally, when this edition came out, Knights were incredibly powerful. But since then, they've made so many changes to Knights. The changing to bonding, the changing to line of sight rules, the points changes. Knights aren't scary as they were before. Knights have a less than 50% winning rate as of last week when GW posted a meta-analysis. So, yeah, Knights were scary at the first part of the edition. It's like 8 months later, they've been pretty balanced. I wouldn't be afraid to play against a Knight player. Especially when the biggest to me was the change in bonding. When only the mini Knights get it, all you do is you shoot the mini Knights first. Turn 1, kill a bunch of mini Knights. Knock them out, and then that forces the Knight player to really... I've played as Knights in this edition, and I've played against Knights in this edition. And I think I've won half my games playing Knights, and I've won I only played against Knights once, but I won that game. The reason being was my opponent just couldn't get to the other objectives, right? When you're down to 2 or 3 models at the end of the game, it's very hard to get to the other objectives. You get tar pitted pretty easily. But I love Knights. I love the Knights, the plastic kits that they just came out with look amazing. Of the Castigator and Lancer and Acheron. I'd only buy, if I was to buy the plastic kits, I'd only buy probably the Lancer. The Lancer is a really good anti-Knight Knight. It's the Knight you want to bring if you're going to a tournament that you think a lot of Knight players are going to be there, if people are going to bring Knights. It's the perfect anti-heavy Knight. Again, if you think you're going to run into a Baneblade, it'll kill whatever it touches. You got to get it to your opponent, but whatever it touches, it will kill in close combat. It's like the old show, Forged in Fire. It will kill. Yeah, and it will kill. The Lancer's the best of the 3 right now, for sure. The Acheron was my favorite in the edition where, I don't know if I still have the template somewhere in this room. I think I do. But the Acheron, where the template was the size of my arm and my hand, where you would just put down the template and all the bikes of your opponent would just go away, right? Because back in that edition, it ignored cover. It was AP3, so it would destroy bikers. They couldn't jink, and it would just put the fear right in the heart of any bike player. Yeah, you just lay down the template, and all their bikes go bye-bye. This is cool. I'm probably going to keep going for about another 10, 15 minutes. Maybe a little longer, we'll see. I'm just kind of winging it. But I should do this, I'm going to do this again, by far. I'm going to keep it around this time as well. This is, as you know, based on the, I have a 9-to-5 job. I do. And so I can't film during the day, obviously. I can't do live shows during the day. And what I do is, over the last several years, I've been really trying to find balance in life. And so my wife, she's upstairs sleeping. She likes to go to bed much earlier than me. And so what I typically do most days is after she goes to bed, I start filming. Like tonight, she's already in bed. That's okay. And that way I can spend as much time with her as possible. And then I can go film and edit and render. The thing is, like, because of that, by the time I'm done filming, usually by the time I'm rendering, it's usually like 11 o'clock, midnight where I live. That's okay. It's what I like to do. And then that's why I know that I'm putting up my videos at a suboptimal time, but it's the only time I can really, that or I can just start staggering, film and then put them up the next day. I just like to upload them before I leave for the day, before I go to bed, before I leave my office for the day. And then I can go to bed. Sorry, I can't see that. Yes. IRL comes first, always. Exactly. You know, girl comes first. Yeah. You know, you can schedule when they go live. Yes, that's the other option. I'm going to start probably doing that, figuring out the optimal time and filming the videos in advance and then setting them up so they go live at a certain time. I just really like to, I don't know, when I finish a product, I just want to get it out and like put it on the internet and see people watch it. I even sometimes stay up and just see, you know, first comments and stuff. But I could do that. I really should. And just put more optimal time, because the thing is, I'm aware that, like, if you look at my demographics, my top three countries are Canada is third, United States is first, and Great Britain is second, right? And so if I put out a video at 11 o'clock at night, my time, it's 10 o'clock it's usually it's 10 or 9 in most of Canada and the United States, but it's like 2 in the morning in England. So nobody's going to be watching in England until the next day. And that most people don't watch YouTube videos. Like, most people don't watch my YouTube videos before they go to work. It's after they go to work. By that point, there's a lot of other people who put out content, right? These days, there are so many amazing YouTubers. Our niche has never been stronger and more spoiled. I love it. Like, is that the head? Guess so. There have been so many incredible YouTubers coming out of the woodwork. I especially love the painting community. I'm not biased against the gaming community, but I get a lot more from the painting, because I'm a painting front person. Like, I love to paint. And so the amount of incredible painters who've started YouTube channels, gaming channels are good too. Just, yeah. But But yes, I do know what I can. I really should. Yeah. And typically, my computer, as I said, my computer's not going to be alive much longer. I will probably replace it next year or the year after. It's so old, and the components are so old in my computer that I've already gotten the warning every month. You get a warning from Microsoft saying, by the way, your computer's not going to be supported for updates after this date, because I'm running the old Windows. I can't upgrade to the new Windows because I don't have my processor isn't compatible. So, you know what I mean? To put a compatible processor, I'd have to get a whole new motherboard. I did build this computer, and I'd like to build another one. I built this computer back in 2013, 2014, and it's lasted till now. It's been almost 10 years, I think, with this computer, so I can't complain. You know, it's been through good times and bad. I think I just moved to Peterborough, so it would have been 2013, roughly, when yeah, 2013 was when I built it. So I've gotten a great life out of it. You know? Yeah, can't complain. Can't complain. I used to love building computers. So much fun. Yeah. And then for like live shows, I'm gonna keep doing this. I think late Saturday nights or late Friday nights. That way, if I really want to stay up like an extra hour or so, it doesn't haunt me the next day. My PC's as old as yours, looking to replace next year too. Yeah, there you go. Deblet agrees. You know? Yeah, it breaks my brain though. Sometimes, again, that also makes me feel old, is that I used to be on top of technology. And then after I built my computer, I stopped looking at computer components, obviously, because I didn't need to look at computer components. And these days, like a terabyte SSD drive is like this big. It's awesome. Can't wait to put a terabyte of SSD drive in my computer. That'll load pretty fast. You need to fly it up, Quebec. I'll pick you up and we film bat reps for a whole week. Word. Mm-hmm. You can always come here too. I know you're a bit busier than me. You have kids. And, yeah. For sure. That'd be fun. That would be fun. Orc walker list. Grot tank list. Yeah. I'd actually probably just drive, to be honest. If I went to visit you, Deblet, I'd probably just drive, because then I could bring a lot more things, a lot more armies. It's not too far of a drive. You're even closer to me than Montreal, right? So I just drive probably. Maybe not in the winter, but you can pack so much more. Yeah. And we go get burgers at that burger joint. I forgot what it was called, but it was a good burger joint. I got a very purple drink here from Starbucks. I didn't know until recently. I ordered the wrong size. I think it's like 8 to 9 hour drive. I think it's only, yeah, it's about 8 hours. Yeah, about 8 hours. But I'm an hour ahead. So it's like going back in time an hour. So it's only like 7 hour drive then, according to J math. You know? That's not too bad. If I left at 7 in the morning, I'd be at your place by like 2 in the afternoon. Yeah. Chat rate 1. Viewer activity. This is cool. Stream activity. This is wacky. A lot of these settings were not there last time I was doing this. Yeah. Going to convince the missus to drive. Yeah, you should. You're always welcome, man. We'll go whale watching. I know you want to go whale watching. Actually, there are humpback whales in your area. Yeah. I've gone whale watching more times than I can count since I moved to Atlantic, Canada. Because every time someone comes to visit me, they're always like, well, you know, if you look up the top things to do in my province, it's whale watching every time. So every time someone comes, we go whale watching, which is awesome. I love seeing whales. Like, how often you go to see whales? It's just I've been so many times now that I can pretty much give the speech that the whale watching people do, because I always go through the same company. I'm like, I know what you're gonna say. Now it's time to talk about echinoderms. These are baleen whales. They filter using their baleen from the family Balenoptera. Oh, forgot the halo. This is cool. Just 8 of us. Not bad. I did not honestly know how many people were going to show up today. I just decided to do it. And I figured hopefully some people jump on. If no one jumped on, I was going to cancel it after like 20 minutes. And this piece, I know I'm going to break. This halo is not going to stand a chance. I've broken every halo. Yep, broke it already. Called it. I hate the halos. Just trimming the pieces on a halo, I always break it. Just slightly. I just cut off just the tip of one of the spears. And then put the halo on. Cool. Whale watching is really awesome. My brother came and visited me in the summertime, late summer. Well, yeah, late summer. And again, he wanted to go whale watching. So day 1, we took him whale watching in case we didn't see any whales. We can go again. And it was like the peak of the trip was day 1. I'm like, oh, now we peaked. Here's a humpback whale, and now here's the rest of the province. So, that's okay. He saw whales. Here's a lot of deer. We want to see a moose, but we didn't see any moose. Look at that. Coming along. Assembling with Jay.
While watching Golf 40K. Exactly.
That's a good trip for us. The missus may not appreciate it. We could take her to Dieppe. Yeah. Dieppe is just very, it's very francophone, but it's very commercial. It's where all the franchises are in New Brunswick. Yeah.
9 people watching. Awesome. Top chat. This is cool. Oh, 8 people. People are coming and going. 47 views. Interesting. People are just jumping in and leaving. Yeah.
Man, it's getting cold.
Let's see. So, Glanza, quick question for you.
Where do you live in the UK? I'm curious. I have some friends I have a lot of friends from the UK.
Jay, you should consider Nova.
Yes, I should consider Nova. I'm doing Adepticon again. Nova's always on the idea, especially the fact that doesn't Miranda own Nova now? I think Nova's owned by Wargamer Girl. I'm pretty sure she owns the Nova Open now. And I don't know how you buy Nova, but I think she did. I've heard through the grapevine that she owns Nova. Maybe she doesn't. But I think she bought it. I didn't know it was on eBay or something.
10 miles from London. Oh, that's awesome.
There you go. Yep. So right near the airport. London Heathrow. I've only been to London for a day, but I was just I was at a day at the airport in London Heathrow by myself. And I spent like 20 hours in London Heathrow Airport by myself. That place is giant. It is so cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Quick question for Glanza. Just a random question, I know, because you're in London. Has for the money, I'm assuming you have King Charles on your money, or you will have King Charles on your money. In Canada, we're just getting the very first batch. I think it's coming out this month. The very first batch of coins are going to have King Charles on them versus Queen Elizabeth. But have all the British pounds switched over? Because you guys use pound sterling, I'm assuming. Has it switched over to King Charles yet? Curious about that. Being on the Atlantic coast and all. Yes. Not yet. Haven't seen any. All right, cool.
That's cool. Yeah, we're just getting our very first King Charles coins. Still the Queen. Yeah. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, we're getting our very first King Charles coin this year. Like for us, Queen Elizabeth II was on our $20 bill, and she's on all our coins. Canada is eventually going to discontinue the $5 bill and go to a $5 coin. So we'll see. But yeah, they're finally coming out with the King Charles pictures, and I think they made him look a little bit nicer than he actually looks. He's not the hottest king, if you know what I'm saying. That's okay. No, nothing against Charles. We're Canadian. We gotta be polite. That's our way. Oh, I already cut out the piece. That's why I didn't see it. It's pretty funny. I'm near Boston. Oh, cool. If I'm ever in the Boston area, I should let you know. I was actually supposed to go to Boston. I couldn't go, but I was supposed to be heading to Boston next month. My friends and I we're gonna go catch. They're still going, but maybe interested to drive up your way. Awesome, that'd be cool. Maybe one day we'll do that. That'd be very cool. Or I can, you're not too far. Yeah, I'm in New Brunswick, so we're not too far at all from Boston. So my friends are going to Boston to catch a Boston Celtics game in December. And I was supposed to go with them, but in the end it fell through. Yeah, and I have a friend who lives in a friend in Boston as well. Yeah. Piston Stone. The garden is a good take. Yeah. It is a nice place. And, ironically, because it's so weird, the biggest bank in Canada is TD, Toronto Dominion. And they're the official sponsor of the Celtics and the Bruins. It's the TD Center, right? Isn't it? Isn't it the TD Garden? I think it's called. Of course, they only call themselves TD in the States, right? Not Toronto Dominion. But that's always funny. Yeah, they bought it from Fleet Bank. Yes. That's it, they bought Fleet Bank. That's hilarious. Wow. Yeah, it's a great center. Like, that's it. Boston, to me, I've always wanted to go. Do you guys still have Mounties? Yep. We don't never get rid of them. Mounties are a specific group of police. So Mounties do operate in a lot of areas in Canada. They're federal. So there wouldn't be the local police. They'd be the federal police. But yeah, Mounties exist. Mm-hmm. Totally. They were thinking of abolishing them or cutting them down drastically. But yeah, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, exactly. Yep. Yep. And so these days, most of the times where you'd see a Mountie, like in New Brunswick or Ontario, if you were to see a Mountie, it's usually in a celebration, in a ceremonial position, a parade, a royal thing, a parliament gathering is where you'd see the Mounties. They do exist, though, in a lot of other places in Canada. It's just usually you'd see them in a more ceremonial position. But they definitely exist. It's a highly sought after position. It's kind of like if you're in the police force, to be a Mountie is actually a huge honor. Yeah, it's very hard to get into. Yeah. Random Canadian facts. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. What else? The only reference I got, old TV shows. Yeah, Due South. Exactly. Yeah, we still have. Yep. And they've recently made some amendments because certain religions in Canada cannot wear the hats. So that they no longer wear the hats for certain people are not having to wear the hats, which is okay. Yep. Yeah, they still exist. Random things about Canada. We're kind of a funny country. Mm-hmm. And of course, it's Christmas time, so Michael Bublé has come out of his cave. Who had the rights? Yeah, Fleet Bank. Yes, Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Yep, exactly. Yeah. I would love so maybe in the summertime, I'm gonna head to Boston. I would love. Fortunately, next year there's no weekend series. I want to go to the Boston ballpark. Fenway Park is just the green monster, and it's such a part of baseball. It's so ingrained in baseball. To me, it's one of the 5 most special fields in all of baseball. And I would love to catch a Boston Red Sox versus Jays game in Boston. But weirdly, for the first time in like 15 years, next year, there's not a single weekend series, home or away, Boston versus Toronto. They play each other 4 times, and all 4 are Monday to Wednesday or Monday to Thursday series, which is unfortunate. I was hoping like this year, usually there's 2, again, Jays and Boston are both very important series for each other, so they typically put them on weekends. so that more people can come see them. They're more popular. Weekends sell more. They're very important series because there's a rivalry between, like, not necessarily Boston versus New York, but it's still a rivalry. Boston versus Toronto. If you go to the game in Toronto, you'll notice just as many Boston fans as Toronto fans. And so it was really surprising, and everyone was really decrying it this year when it got announced. But next year, there's no weekend series. But I would love to go to Fenway and see that. That'd be amazing.
And you guys have legalized weed, right?
Yes, we do. Yeah, it legalized back years ago. Yeah, it legalized back in 2019. 2019. 2018 or 2019. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, we do. So you can literally, there's stores. Yeah, Fenway is certainly a whole different experience. Exactly. It's really expensive, though, to get tickets on the Green Monster. I'd love to one day, but it's really expensive. Like StubHub, it's like $400 a ticket. But it'd be so cool to see a game on that thing. And they're very friendly. Like I've tons of friends. This area, so where I live, randomly, where I live in Canada, we're in Boston territory because Boston is the closest sports team for everything, right? They're the closest hockey team, basketball team, baseball team. Most of the people who live where I live are Boston fans. People have Red Sox license plates here. And Brad Marchand, one of the star players for the Boston Bruins, is from Atlantic Canada. He's from Nova Scotia. And so he's considered like a hometown hero in the Maritimes. And but again, most fans here are Boston fans over any other team. Yeah. Yeah, so it's interesting. Like I some people live a block away from me. They went and saw Boston versus Toronto this year, but they cheered for Boston. Of course, Boston didn't have an amazing team this year, but that's a different story.
This is awesome. Boston. Yeah, the monster's pricey. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but it's just really cool. They're doing a lot of work to the Rogers Center this year, Skydome. They're gonna make it look interesting too. Yeah, to me, like again, the TD Gardens is cool too. I've heard nothing but great things about it too. But just Fenway Park to me is, baseball is one of those sports where the difference in appearance is just so drastic between ballparks. It's a very different experience, ballpark to ballpark. I've seen hockey games and basketball games. I've seen hockey games at different arenas, like the Canadian Tire Center in Ottawa, and obviously and the ACC for the Leafs. But like baseball's really where, like, New York versus Toronto versus Boston versus Colorado, they're very, very different experiences, So very cool stuff. See, we're all yeah, you're not too far. What most people do in my area is that they drive to Bangor or Portland, Maine, and then there's a train that takes you from Portland, Maine or Bangor to Boston. They don't drive the whole way. Have you been Warhammer World? No, I've never been. Never been to Warhammer World. Love to. Love to. It's kind of like our Mecca. You got to make a trip once. No, I'd love to. I don't travel very much. The Downeaster. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So for me, I don't travel very much. Internationally, most of the time I travel is Adepticon. I've not traveled a lot in life, and my wife and I have plans to travel in the near future. We would love to. Yeah, because there's so much of this world that I want to see. Even in Canada. Really, like, I had never seen the province that I'm living in until the day I moved here. We bought a house sight unseen. So I literally, last time I saw Doublet was on my way to this province, and I didn't see the province until the day after I saw him. you know. And that was the first time I saw the province, and it was cool. Like I don't travel very often, so living at least in the Atlantic provinces are so much smaller and closer together that if you want to go to okay, we have a spare room. Love to put you. Excellent. I might take you guys. As I said, I'm not empty. I might take you up on that one day. Not in the winter. Warmer weather, for sure. Of course, I guess for you guys right now, this time of year, it's pretty much just raining, right? I'm guessing in the London area, you just get a lot of rain. Yeah. Glens, are you a soccer fan? And if you are, what's your team? I dated a girl years ago who was a giant Manchester fan. Of course, Man U and what's the other one? There's Man U and the other Manchester. Yeah. But my good friend Chris, not from the London area, obviously. My good friend Chris is from Shrewsbury, Shropshire, which the only reason why I know that is it's the birthplace of Charles Darwin. Tottenham, yep. Yeah. Shrewsbury, Shropshire. And you know, you don't pronounce it Shropshire. It's Shropshire. I'm now just putting on random pieces that are not supposed to be going on right now. That's okay. That's on. Okay. Shropshire. Exactly. You know, it's no, that's a piece. Yeah, I used to have a colleague that I used to go to Exeter University. There we go. Very, very cool. US, England, plus UK, Canada. Man, it wasn't a terrorist attack or anything, but there was a crazy incident yesterday on the Canadian-US border in Niagara Falls. So really, it happened 15 minutes away from Miniwargaming. Miniwargaming is basically on the Canadian-US border in Ontario. They're right near Niagara Falls. And so the closest crossing to Miniwargaming in Welland, there was a car that was just going stupidly fast. They don't know what happened, but it shot itself up in the air on a ramp, shot itself in the air, hit the ground, exploded, killing multiple people. And originally they thought it could have been like a terrorist situation, but in the end it was just an accident. Heard it was a married couple in their 50s headed to a Kiss concert. Yeah, could have. The Kiss concert was it, but the weirdest thing is the Kiss concert got canceled yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? Or 2 days ago? The Kiss concert got canceled. The day of, maybe it was a multiple day concert, but the Kiss concert in Toronto was canceled because Paul Stanley is sick. That'd be even worse. Ironically, it wasn't even there. Yeah, he was in a hospital in Toronto on like IV. It was the one that was canceled. Oh no. Brutal. That is brutal. They were on their way, they died on their way to a Kiss concert that was canceled. What a way to go. Yeah, the accident footage is crazy. There have been a lot of weird incidences in the news lately. Yeah. Man. Though Boston, I've never been a big Boston fan for hockey because obviously I was a Leafs fan. As a Leafs fan, you can't really get along with Boston. But I was always a huge Zdeno Chara fan. And of course, he's synonymous with Boston. I know he retired with another team, but I was always a huge fan of Chara. Good guy, apparently. Really good guy. Worked hard. 10 feet tall. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, Zdeno Chara. He was a giant man, especially on skates. I have no idea where this is going. go there.
Nobody's perfect. No.
Exactly. That's okay. Still, Toronto, still, like the Boston Bruins live rent free in Toronto Maple Leafs players' heads or fans' heads. There was a series in the early 2000s, for those who don't know, where the Leafs were winning by like 4 points with 8 minutes left of the game, winner take all in the playoffs, and Boston came back, tied it, and won in overtime. And it's been the example where every Leafs fan has never been comfortable with a lead since, because we all know how quickly the game could end or turn, and it was against Boston, right? There was, yeah, and it was crazy. Oh, there it is. That goes like that. That game, again, rent free in our heads forever. It's oh, it goes like that. Okay. Yeah. I would love it if the Quebec got a hockey team again. The Nordiques, if they came back, worked for the Jets. That'd be cool. I really like. Oh, by the way, would you be going to like? I'm guessing you're a hockey fan, but there's what's it called? The PWHL. PWHL, I think is coming out. Boston's getting a team. Toronto's getting a team. I'd support that. That looks like a cool league, the professional women's league. I'd watch that. Yeah. I think they're playing at the TD Center. They haven't kind of announced it yet. They haven't figured out where they're playing yet. But that's kind of cool. There we go. Here he goes. Look at this. He's slowly coming along. I've been assembling him on and off while talking to you all. He'll be done in no time. Yeah. What else? I'm excited for the new Necron Codex and the new AdMech Codex. I'll probably pick up one or both of them. Indeed. I played with a woman growing up. She played D1 in college too. Awesome. That's cool. Yeah, I would totally support. I really think out of all the professional, I obviously, Canada might get a WNBA team. We've been really pushing hard for Toronto. We hosted a couple Toronto games this year, games in Toronto, and they sold out. And we would totally support the team then. But I really do feel this PWHL really has legs. It really, I think it's going to be really supported, which is great. Which is great, for sure. So, I think that's awesome. Mm-hmm. And plus, if you're a Toronto fan, it's the only time you'll ever see a game in Toronto for an affordable price. It's ridiculous. Toronto Leafs game. Maple Leaf games are just crazy expensive these days. People say 40K is expensive. Nope. Leafs game. Yeah. Look at that. It's almost done. Yeah. What else? Yeah, so the new AdMech Codex is coming out. New Necrons. Awesome. The lineup of new codices is going to be cool. A lot of good codices going to come out soon. A lot of nice models. I think the Necrons are getting a lot of cool models. AdMech, yeah. I don't think they're going to get many cool models. I think they're only getting the one Go-Go Gadget guy. I could be wrong. I haven't seen any previews of any other model. Maybe I'm wrong. If anyone's seen a different one, please comment now. but I don't see any other new models for AdMech except for the Go Gadget guy. Looking forward to Necrons. Yeah. Awesome. You assembled 5 Lich Guard today. Fantastic. I have a bunch of Lich Guard too. Necrons, I have tons of points. The new Overlord looks fantastic. The new all the HQs look fantastic that are coming out. They look great. Great kits. Emotech the Stormlord, great looking kit. And yeah. And one of the detachments has basically a Grey Knights special rule. It's hyperphase. So you can, every turn, you can jump a few squads around the table. That's cool. Necrons have always been fun. I've gone through phases. No pun intended. This is awesome. I'm glad I did this. Thank you all for joining me tonight. I'm probably going to end in the next few minutes. Because I just got to get a few things done. It's 11:30 at night here. But thank you. Oh, Necrons are my easy paint army. Yeah, they really are. The one thing, though, I do find with Necrons is they're kind of my easy paint army, but I get tired sometimes of painting true metallics. They just wear me out sometimes. So I will, I'll paint a bunch of Necrons, and I got to take a break from true metallics. And then I'll paint like something like Tyranids. Because if I still have some Tyranids left, no metallics. I just find true metallics sometimes wear me out. But they're supposed to be easy. Like I prime silver I have Stynylrez silver primer. And so for me, I don't I prime silver and then hit him with a shade and then just dry brush, right? So it's not too hard of a process. I just find it wears me out sometimes. I don't know why. I really do like, though, and I went to just a silver tone. What color scheme do you have? It's my break from Imperial Fists. Yeah, yellow. That's a challenging color. And for me, I still have a few of them left. But for my Imperial Fists, your fellow fist player, this is awesome. I went with I used glazes to get the yellow that I loved. So I still have a few of them left in my office. My workshop. My favorite product of all time from GW is not that one. I think I still have a few left. The yellow glazes. Let me see here. Do I have any more of them? I thought I had a few of these left. Yeah, I do. As soon as I say that, of course, I can't find them. Maybe I took them out. Don't know. Yeah, the yellow glaze from. They're in there somewhere. Yeah. Is it here? I don't know. Where was the old yellow glazes? I used them for my Imperial Fists. So I would build up like bone tones and then glaze over them with the yellows. And that really was one of the paint decisions that I really hated from GW was when they eliminated the glazes. Because I used that yellow glaze for every Imperial Fist model, and they came out so nice. And they airbrush well, they paint over well. A lot of the really, really talented airbrush artists that I know, they used to use the yellow glaze for everything, right? That's how they paint. They put the glaze, they'd use reds and whites and then glaze over with yellows and build up some really nice tones. For your Necrons, I'm assuming you went true metallics then. The other option, and the only other color scheme I love for Necrons, I love the bone Necrons. You know that you occasionally see with the bone tones? It'd be kind of tiring to paint, but the bone tone Necrons look fantastic as well. I love them. Yeah, they look great. There we go. Bone tone. Yeah. Spray metallic, wash black, dry brush, make it easy. Exactly. That's what I usually do. I do true metallic. Celtic Dynasty. Awesome. Yep. Exactly. Yeah, same with mine. For me, the bone tones to me were really cool as well. I like them a lot. Necrons are fun. They're fun army. I used to love. I chumble on with them. They get knocked down, they get up again. You're never gonna keep them down. I almost find though the dynamic of reanimation it makes them fun or not fun depending on the dynamic of reanimation. Certain versions have been a lot more fun than others. It's just so. I feel bad for my opponents sometimes, but I used to love it just when back when you knock out 80% of a squad and you bring them all back. It was just so funny. But it would be so demoralizing to your opponent, especially if they rolled terribly and it took so much work to kill but they didn't kill the whole squad, and then you could just magically get them back up again, basically. You use a reanimation orb. It was fun. Look at that. He's done. This is what Jay's product of this video is. Ta-da! I have a chaplain on a bike. Wow. Cool stuff. Cool model. I love the base. And I'm going to paint him up. That's it. This is my next week's Painting with Jay. Yeah, so the thing I'm doing is probably I'm going to do a live show every week, and like next few weeks I'm just going to assemble the next week's Painting with Jay. It gives me something to do, and I love it. It's a live Painting with Jay, essentially, a live assembly with Jay, right? I'm almost done. This week's Painting with Jay is almost done. I just got to do a couple of highlights and just dry brush the base, but it's easy. It just creates content, and Painting with Jay is the best one to come back to. I really should have. I didn't have a choice. It's a long story, so I'll talk about it in a future video, but I really missed Painting with Jays. They're the ones, I find Painting with Jays the most cathartic to film, where I would just sit down and just talk, and y'all would update me about you, and I would just talk about my life and paint. It was like free therapy or a journal. And it allows me just sitting down for that 1 hour a week, even just the amount of progress that I would get. And then once I get a model, almost done, you want to finish it. And an hour or an hour and 20 minutes would just push you, especially with, when you're using contrast paints, like it just pushes you to the point where you're like, okay, this model's now 3/4 done, let's finish it up. And then the model's done. And the next week would be the same. Like this week's Painting with Jay was the Ballistas. He's not done yet, right? I just got to finish most of the base and a couple edge highlight colors. Here he is. But coming along, right, as you can see there, he'll be done, and then it's gonna be crazy. And then, so my goal is right now is to finish the 3 HQs. So over the next 4 weeks, I'm probably gonna take my time with maybe do 2 weeks with Little Lion, because I can easily spend 2 weeks with that model. And so my goal is to have the end of December / first week of January is going to be my final update video with my Dark Angels and just show the project is done. And then I'm going to start my Tyranids. I think I'm going to officially call it and say Tyranids next, because Tyranids is just, the starter set of Leviathan, and I might pick myself up a Norm, but they're all out of stock at the moment. The only way to get a Norm, there were a lot of models that are completely out of stock at the moment because they were all put into the Battle Forces, and the Norm Emissary model was the one for Tyranids. That was that, right? All the other ones are totally available, but if you look at certain models right now, they're all out of stock across everywhere. It's because they were all included in the Battle Forces. For Tyranids, it was the Norm Emissary, and I want one, so I'm going to pick up one of those guys in the near future just to add to my army as well. Yeah, but I'm probably going to end now because it's 11:40. I've been going for 115 minutes? Yeah. I started almost 2 hours ago, which is fantastic. So once again, a huge thank you to all you guys across the UK and Canada and US for joining me while I assembled a model and just talking to me. It really means a lot. It really does. It makes these live shows, it's why I wanted to come back to the live shows, just to talk with y'all and do this in live time. It's fantastic. I'm glad things are going well. And I definitely got to visit Boston, the UK in the near future, as well as Quebec. So yeah, this is good. I'm going to plan all my trips for the near future. This is fantastic. But huge thank you to all of you. Thank you so much for joining me. And I'm going to hopefully do this again very soon. So please jump in next time I'm doing it as well. I would love to keep up. And hope you got some stuff done during this time too. Have a great night. Jay is at Fist and Stone. Thank you so much. And welcome back to videos and going live. See you next time. Absolutely. See you next time. Thanks for learning live again. Thank you so much, Glanza. Thank you, Deblet. And thank you for joining. And until next time, of course, this is Jay saying, happy painting and have a great weekend.